There are moments when everything feels silent, not around you, but inside you. You smile in front of others, but deep down, there's a heaviness you can't explain. You scroll, you distract yourself, you try to stay busy, but nothing fills the void. If that sounds like you, don't skip this. What you're feeling isn't weakness, it's a message. And once you understand it, everything starts to change. You feel empty, like something's missing, but you can't point to what it is. You look at your life and wonder why nothing excites you anymore. And the scariest part, you've gotten used to it. You've learned to live half alive, pretending that numbness is normal. But what if I told you that this emptiness isn't the end of your story? It's the beginning of your awakening. Sometimes God allows the emptiness to expose where you've been placing your worth. In people who didn't value you, in goals that never fed your soul, and in a life that was never truly yours. You weren't created to just exist. You were built for connection, for meaning, for something eternal. But that won't come from chasing temporary highs. It comes when you stop running from the silence and start listening to what it's trying to teach you. Your emptiness is not a punishment. It's a call. And if you lean into it, you'll realize that you were never truly empty. You were just full of things that didn't belong. That emptiness inside you isn't because your life lacks activity. It's because you've been surrounding yourself with constant noise, hoping it would drown out the pain you can't name. From the moment you open your eyes, your mind races as you check your phone, scroll endlessly, and jump from one distraction to the next. You keep yourself busy so you don't have to sit with what's really going on inside. But no matter how much you try to cover it up, the silence always returns. And in that silence, something deeper tries to speak. It's your soul asking for more than what the world has offered you. You've been feeding your heart fast food when it's starving for something real. The more you avoid it, the louder the emptiness gets. You laugh with friends, but the joy doesn't last. You chase moments, but they leave you feeling more tired than fulfilled. And then it hits you. Maybe the reason you still feel empty is because you've been trying to fill that space with people and places that were never meant to stay in your life in the first place. Once you stop numbing the silence and start listening, you begin to realize what was really taking up space in your heart. And often it's people you held on to out of fear, not love. People who made you feel needed, but never made you feel safe. You tried so hard to keep them close because the thought of being alone was more terrifying than the pain they caused you. But when they left, something inside you shattered. You felt abandoned, maybe even betrayed. But with time, you begin to see the truth. Not everyone who enters your life is meant to stay forever. Some people come to teach you, to test you, or to wake you up to the parts of yourself you had forgotten. Holding on to their absence only keeps the emptiness alive. And when you let go, really let go, something shifts. You start to make room for clarity. You stop blaming yourself and begin to understand that your emptiness was never about missing them. It was about being misaligned with your true self. And that's where the healing begins. Because what you need next is not someone else to complete you, but a life that actually reflects who you are inside. After the people leave and the distractions fade, you're left with yourself. And that's where the real questions begin. Why do I still feel empty? Why can't I feel whole, even when I'm doing everything I thought I was supposed to? You look around and wonder if something inside you is broken. But what if the problem isn't that you are broken? What if the truth is that your life isn't aligned with who you really are? You've been chasing goals that never reflected your heart. You've been trying to please people, living under expectations that were placed on you, but never chosen by you. And your soul feels it. That sense of emptiness you carry isn't a flaw. It's a signal, a quiet, constant reminder that something in your life doesn't match the person you were meant to become. And the longer you ignore disconnected you feel. But the moment you stop trying to fit into a life that was built for someone else, you begin to reconnect with the truth of who you are. Wholeness doesn't come from adding more. It comes from coming back to yourself. Once you begin to realign with who you really are, you start noticing how much of your emptiness came from comparing your journey to someone else's. You scroll through highlights of other people's lives and quietly wonder, why yours doesn't look the same. You see their success, their confidence, their joy, and it makes you question your own path. But the truth is, you were never meant to follow their blueprint. You were never supposed to match their timeline. Every time you measure your worth by someone else's progress, you disconnect from your own purpose. That constant comparison feeds the lie that you are not enough, that you are behind, that something is wrong with you. But there is nothing wrong with your pace. The emptiness you feel is often just your soul reacting to a life built on someone else's vision. When you stop chasing what looks good from the outside and start honoring what feels right on the inside, you begin to reclaim your peace. And it is in that peace that healing truly begins. You've spent so long trying to avoid the emptiness that you forgot one powerful truth. Healing does not come from escaping pain. It comes from facing it. The silence you fear, the emotions you suppress, and the memories you try to bury do not disappear. They stay inside you, quietly shaping your thoughts, your choices, and the way you see yourself. You try to numb the ache by staying busy, by pretending you are fine, by convincing others that you have moved on. But healing does not happen in hiding. The moment you stop running and begin to sit with your pain, something starts to shift. You begin to realize that the hurt did not break you. It shaped you. It revealed what needed to be seen. And now it is ready to be released. Pain only speaks loudly when it is ignored. But when you give it your full attention, it begins to soften. It becomes less of a burden and more of a teacher. In that quiet and honest space, you begin to feel something real again. Not just the pain, but the slow return of peace. When you are deep in the emptiness, it feels endless. You start to believe that this is just how life will always be. You question your strength, your worth, and sometimes even your reason for being here. But what you do not realize is that some of the greatest transformations begin in silence. The emptiness you are feeling is not a dead end. It is a doorway, a space being cleared so something greater can enter. You are not lost. You are in the middle of becoming. And the pain you are carrying is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign that your heart is still alive and reaching for something real. The breakthrough you need often comes after the quietest season, after the most invisible battles. You may not see the change happening yet, but it is building underneath the surface. Every tear, every moment of stillness, every time you choose to keep going when it would be easier to give up, it all matters. You are not empty. You are being prepared. And when it all finally shifts, you will look back and understand why this chapter had to be part of your story. If you've made it this far, it means something inside you is still searching, still reaching for meaning, still holding on to hope. And that alone is proof that you are not done yet. You are not empty. You are not forgotten. This season you're in is shaping you for something more than you can see right now. So take a breath. Be kind to yourself. And keep walking forward, even if it's slow. If this message spoke to you, there is more waiting for you here. This channel is a place for souls like yours, tired but not defeated, searching but not lost. You are welcome here. You are understood here. And you are never alone in your journey.